So how is your order coming along?
Well, it's 17 million doses in total, 2.6 million arriving in May and June, and the balance of 14.56 million will arrive on the third quarter. On top of AstraZeneca, Ricky Razon of ICTSI led the way to bring in 8 million doses for the private sector. We helped consolidate some small orders. And now we're also working with Novavax, the dose of hope. The distributor is Faberco, a Filipino-Indian, Ishore Himlani, who has also asked Unilab to be its distributor. So with our experience with AstraZeneca in bringing the tripartite agreement together, this has been mirrored with the rest of the different private sector groups who are bringing both Moderna and Novavax. No?
In this procurement, are you still sharing half with the government? The procurement of the private sector, you will still be sharing with the government?
Only for AstraZeneca vaccines, half of what was purchased will be donated to the government for its frontline workers. No? The Moderna and Novavax, since this is not under, AstraZeneca was no profit, so without the government allowing us to be part of it, we would also have no access to these vaccines which were sold at very good prices, and we could have, thereby allowing us to donate half of it to the government. But for Moderna and Novavax, these are at much higher prices. And so the government has agreed that the private sector alone buying its vaccine for the employees is already a great accomplishment. No?
But how far away are we from achieving the kind of immunity that we need in order to get things going normal again? I mean, we're talking here, of course, 70 million for the whole country, but I'm sure for the private sector, you're not really going to wait for that 70 million to be vaccinated, right? What would be a sufficient number for you?
Well, I think what's very important here, the AstraZeneca vaccines that have arrived today is under the COVAX facility, and there's about 5 to 8 million AstraZeneca, I think, that will be coming from COVAX, aside from the other vaccines. So we will be able to see how the national government will execute, and that will prepare us for the May and June. So what's critical is, as the government and the private sector has purchased these vaccines, the two other elements is in the implementation. So we have to choose really good logistics partners here, and of course the medical doctors and nurses who will be vaccinating our employees and the Filipino citizens are also key at this. No? So we will have to speed up the vaccination of our employees and citizens, because you don't want the virus to mutate. So the faster you try to achieve herd immunity, which is 70% to 75% according to Director Montoya, that you may achieve herd immunity. So this is really a concerted effort. So private sector will be moving on with its own efforts, the LGU and the national government. No?